I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. We're here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver in November, and I am joined by Brian Skanderbeg of GFG Resources. Thanks for coming to the show today.
Thanks very much, Gwen. Happy to be with you and tell you a little more about what's exciting with GFG.
Perfect. So one thing that's exciting with GFG, if we just want to sort of start with the latest, is you guys just raised a reasonable amount of money. So let's talk about how that went. I'm always curious to ask president CEOs how marketing goes and who's interested and sort of who likes the story.
Yeah, look, we just finished a raise, $3.2 million. It closed about two weeks ago. And, it's a challenging junior market in this space. And we're quite proud to get to that stage. It comfortably finances us for 2020. The real participants and drivers of this financing were large institutional holders. And I think what it really reflects is a number of institutions own us and they believe in us and stick through it with us. So, it is challenging to push big financings out, but if you've got a good group of core shareholders, which we do, many of your European descent and European origin, they stepped up and wrote some nice checks into this financing.
It's an interesting reflection. We'll just be on this briefly, but interesting reflection of the space right now. I think there's been a long conversation for years in this space about how if you have the institutions in, then that's great. If you don't, it's tough because they're they've already chosen their horses, and you're a chosen horse, and that works for you guys.
Yeah, and there's a defense that they'll play as well. They believe in you. They'll defend your positions, and ultimately, if you looked at it from their side, if they're not supporting you, they're really going the other way. They're being diluted, and so as long as you keep them on side, and I think in this market that's really key to spend time with your core shareholders. Yeah. We all need more money. We're explorers, and I think we were happy to have that support.
So now you're funded for 2020. Let's talk about, you're already spending some of that money because you're already out drilling in Timmins. So let's set the stage for what that looks like. This is an exciting drill program for you guys.
I feel like it's an exciting year for us. and putting the financing behind us is really key. Yeah. It allows us to look forward and comfortably have a number of catalysts for 19 and 20. And we've stepped out and we're drilling at present in Timmins. So really excited to get back out there and follow up on discoveries made earlier this year and in 2018. So you're going to see GFG about 12 to 15,000 meters over the next 12 months into Timmins. 3 programs, Q4, Q1, Q3 again. Okay. So we've laid out a good continuous program over the next 3 quarters in Timmins. And I think there's a good mix between greenfield targets where we have relevant chance to drive brand new discoveries, and we're stepping into areas where we've already had economic hits, and we will anticipate showing continuity and moving these things towards resource.
And I think that's great having that balance. I always like drill programs where there's multiple targets, unless of course you're expanding a resource that you already know, but where there's multiple targets, because we all need more than one kick at the can to make sure that it goes somewhere. Yeah. And that mix where you have the greenfield, and then the ones that you're following up on are also really interesting because you guys have you're a very technical team. You accumulated a lot of information, and so those initial drill programs really helped focus some of that information, and so I think you're a lot more confident going back to some of those in how you're going to attack those targets.
Yeah, look, portfolio risk is something we all do as explorationists as well as investors. Yeah. And to me, being a geologist and explorationist, I have to look and rank these targets, and our team does a very good job at this, is saying, what percentage of our meters do we want to allocate towards a conceptual target? Right. And it could be a duster, but you've got to have a number of percentage of your holes into those and proper balance and to continue to generate relevant news flow. So we're looking 70-30. We will step out and test a number of targets that we've generated that have never seen a drill hole. Yeah. And that's exciting, and that's you've got to put it into those, but I'm really excited to start understanding systems in more detail. And I think we have a number of targets that stack up at that stage as well. Right,
and it is important to sort of reiterate that these aren't the targets that you're returning to. You've got some really good hits into some of those targets.
Yeah, we've had this property for about 24 months. We've had 2 phases and a total of 8,000 meters on it. You could look us up on our website. You look up historic releases. There's economic hits. We've drilled on a number of these targets, and that's very key. We're within truckable distance to Timmins, and we think we're onto something quite relevant up there.
Yeah. Speaking of being onto something, perhaps something big, we can shift down to the other asset, which is Rattlesnake Hill. So do you want to just, the drill results from Timmins are going to be coming in the new year, but in the interim, you should get results from a big drill program in Rattlesnake Hills, which is just a few holes, but they were long holes.
Yeah, look, Rattlesnake is a joint venture with Newcrest. This is an alkaline gold system in Wyoming, and it's been the focus of about 100,000 meters of historic drilling. Now, with that, we don't think, and neither has Newcrest, that it's really been tested to depth. A couple holes went down to around 1 kilometer, and we liked what the system looked like. Newcrest is looking for a bulk tonnage system. We negotiated a joint venture about a year ago. And this year, we'll put about 3.9 million US in the ground. And we're going to drill 4,000 meters, and that program just wrapped up about a week ago.
Yeah.
And you're going to see those results come to fruition here in Q4. We're just finishing the logging and the shipping of the assays as it goes now, and we'd expect those to come to lab in mid-December. And yes, they are very long holes. The deepest was about 1,800 meters. Those cost a lot. I'm very happy and to have a partner like Newcrest.
Yeah.
They are world leaders in exploring systems like this, and they really helped us design and what I think is an exciting program testing a search space that had not been looked at before and is really directly analogous to a number of mines that they operate globally.
Yeah, yeah. So you got news, you got drills, you got money, you got it all.
Yep, life's good. We got catalysts going on. We're finance behind us, and most of all, if you find a company that's $18 million market cap, we can be aggressive.
Yeah.
And I think there's some good catalysts coming ahead, so happy to give you an update on that today.
Perfect. Thanks so much for being here.
Good. Thanks very much, Gwen.